Hey guys, my name is Sediak and welcome back to another episode of FoolTopia here in City Skylines. Guys, last episode we did some infrastructure updates where we've added in that brand new road which has 2 lanes going in one direction and 1 lane going in the other, and as you can kind of see the little interchange right there leads to Strawberry Coast, I believe it's called. I've literally forgotten what it was called. It seems to really have updated the traffic and sorted it out. Now guys, this episode, I want to spend pretty much one more episode updating the infrastructure. Has my game froze? Game? Are you okay? Oh no! Hamilton Park has leveled up. Right, you ruined my introduction! Right guys, I want to spend one more episode updating infrastructure before we then start doing some heavy developments on the city. You're probably thinking, another infrastructure update? What are you going to do? Well, this is a good one. This is what is going to be known as the third crossing across the water, the river, the sea, whatever it may be at this point. We have a bridge that goes over. We have a tunnel that goes under the industrial section. Let's kind of check those out for now, right now. So we have the original one, this bridge crossing, which is glorious. But as you can start to see, there's quite a lot of traffic now starting to use it, which is not a bad thing, but it's going to lead up to future problems. You can see right here, right now, there's a lot of traffic coming down. So as I build more and more, and as this bridge gets heavily relied on everything that I want to build over here, it's going to get more busier. I have a tunnel right here, right now, which is pretty cool, which from the industrial area comes up to this little junction here, which is pretty fine, handling the load right now, but I'm going to need a third one. Now you're probably thinking, where are you going to put it, Seniac? Well, we've got one here, so I kind of need something up here somewhere. Now, we don't have enough stuff going on over on this side to warrant building. I mean, I could do like a bridge over to here, but it's not the perfect location. I'm not sure what I want to do with this island. Plus, it'll be a little bit weird to have like traffic all of a sudden go through the industrial area. Same for the Strawberry Coast. It's a little bit too far just there. But what I've been thinking is this here, this little peninsula that sticks out. Now, I give you a reason why. Because when it connects over to this side, so say it came off, it bent round and went straight over. I've noticed there's 2 little hills and a little ditch. As if there was, like, you know, meant to be a road that goes through here, straight over. Seems kind of cool, doesn't it? So what I want to do is I want to get this set up. Now, I'm not going to do it as a bridge. I will do it as another tunnel. Because I want to try and make it look semi, you know, pretty or beautiful. The place, I want to do these like weird bridges spanning over. So for long distances, we'll do a tunnel. Because it kind of feels natural not to do a bridge over that long distance. And the reason I say that is because, I mean, if you think about it, if you're from the UK, you know that there is a tunnel that connects the UK to France. It's called the Channel Tunnel, and it's a huge stretch of water, the English Channel. It would be stupid to build a bridge, so they built a tunnel under the seabed, which is what we're going to do for this. And then once we got that bridge connected there and it sets up to here, it bypasses everybody who wants to go over to here, to go round, to come down, to connect up, or whatever it may be. There's a third option. So hopefully it kind of quietens down this bridge and the traffic. We'll see what happens. But it also allows me to have this connection for the stuff over here. Now, once I've got that all done, then I can focus on some of the other stuff that I want to get in. I want to get a garbage plant set up, like a proper one. A sewage and water plant I want to get set up as well. All this stuff that is going to maintain FoolTopia, but I need that extra bridge over. Otherwise, these 2 we got right now are going to be overpopulated. So I've got to think about how I can do this. Now, we have, that leads over from here, this 4-lane road that comes down. I want to try and integrate that in some way. Now, I've looked at it, and there's 2 ways I could do this. Because you think about it, if you do break it down into its basics, it's basically 2 one-way roads. So a one-way road going that way, a one-way road coming down this way. And what I could do is as it comes down here, I could do a 2-lane one-way system that pretty much creates a loop around here. Now that would be cool, but if you're over here and you want to get down to here, you either cut through there and go up, or you take the one-way system round, or I can expand this road going around into the 4 lanes and bring it up to there. I don't know how that would work, but it also, you know, it's got to fit down to this somehow too. So why don't I take a look at this first then? So what I'm going to do is bring up a 2-lane or a 4-lane road. Is it one with trees? No, it's a normal one. And what we'll do is we'll pick a point, let's say here, and we'll make it go. I'll make it go underground. I need to make it go underground twice, which would work there, which the underground point is there. So if I do that, now the reason I make it go underground twice is so when I bridge it out here, you don't really see it that much terraforming underground, which is pretty cool. And then I'll just simply bring it round, bend it to come through here. But I need to set up the connection on this side. Now my other option is, because technically you can treat it as 2 one-way roads, I could change how this bends here. Instead it funnels in both sides. It's a tough one to try and think how I want to do it, but the options I have are everywhere. So we're still renowned for the school year report there, which is pretty cool. I'll take it. So if I hook this up, so that is then the connecting out there, which will lead into that. So it will kind of come off there and bend in, and then this one will come down there and bend in. Right, should we see how that plays out to begin with? So let's say goodbye to all this for just a second. And in terms of dezoning it, it's going to dezone itself anyway. But let's see how it rock and rolls. So we'll fast forward to get rid of the dezoning, so you can see how it's going to play out. We get the little one-way system right now. Let's just come up above ground. And right, so basically, if I get this to bend, that leads into the one-way system there. Now, is that a little bit too much? If I get my Annie key out right now. Right, bend it from that point and it will go there. So if I can do it with the move it tool, then this is pretty sweet. But if I can't, then we're going to have other issues. Alright, hold on. We're turning it all with the moving tool. Right, that's kind of how it rock and rolls. Obviously that goes in that direction. It comes down here. But I don't know whether that's going to work. I feel like I need to push this back even further. That's the issue we're going to have. Right, let's delete all this. Because it will be a monstrosity if I don't get this right. So I'm going to start it from a little bit further back right now. So I can add down to there. How much terraforming does that mess up right now? Okay, not too much. We can shape out that corner a bit more. But I don't like how it dips down there. That itself looks freaking unnatural. Right, how about we just try not dipping down by 2? How does that look? Okay, that looks a little bit better. We pushed that a little bit further as well. So let's see what we can get up to with this then. So let's bring it back above ground. So this side here. Right, I'm going to have to... which is now going to be annoying. I'm going to have to try and get rid of the snapping tool. Bend that way. To then bend in that way. It's difficult, this is, to try and get the best spot for it. Right, if I go to... Let's go up by 8. Across by 4. Across by 4. That doesn't look right. 4. No, it is right. It just looks very weird, doesn't it? So then with that point set up, to there, to there. Right, okay. It now dishes itself off. So, what would happen then is this would, say, just like connect to there. And we would want that to connect up to there. But it's really going to mess up my system, man. So I can get more of a bend on this right now. How does that look? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. It's this one here is the shambles. So if I went straight like that. I mean, my other option is to literally bring this further down and closer. But you know what? I feel like that's not going to work. So what I'm going to do, my next other option was to do this. To upgrade, I'm going to pause it. This road. Right, it's going to delete some stuff, but we can move it all over. To upgrade that road. And there. And then, obviously, continue to bring that down, or should I swoop it around? And if I swooped it around, as if it was going to bend round anyway, I would want a connection there. But instead of having that as the connection, what if I treat, where is it, this as the swooping round? And the connection takes place there. Ultimately, we've got to see how it plays out. But if I continue to upgrade up to that point, because that's when the road changes its direction. So we'll keep it like that, because we'll see a big bulk of traffic come down from here to go down. Unless I create a through road like that. Right, we'll see how, that's the thing, we have to see how the traffic builds up. What I do know is right now, I got the idea of how I want it to play out. Let's get the rest of it all set up. So let's bring it to there. And then that's when we'll create the bend going down. So we'll bring this out a little bit further. And that bends in there. But that bend's a bit too sharp. Let's push that out a bit. Bend a bit more. There we go. Now I'm going to leave that as a dead end. Just to give us, or should I? Should I leave it as a dead end or let it continue? Ultimately, we've just got to see how the traffic flows, haven't we? So if I was to, say, come from this point. Like that. And we see how it goes. Let's just paint this little bit of surface here to concrete it off. Make a bigger brush size. Now looking at it, how natural everything else is, this is completely weird, isn't it? Right, we'll roll with that. So, commercial-wise, let's get all this back in. There we go. Paint it all down. Now, because it's a bigger road as well, we've got more space to do larger buildings. We'll bring that to about here. Continue it round. And, yeah, I've got to do some upgrades right now. I've got to move some certain stuff. Place all that there. I've got to move the parking lots over. So let's select all these and just slightly push them in a little bit. We'll move that over by a tad. There we go. We're going to move all this as well. Back slightly. Select these little billboards. Got to select the fences. Is that a billboard there? Is that not going to... Oh, we're going to move it manually. Why can't I get the corner of that? Oh, I had it then. There we go. Right, moves slightly how I would want it to. So we just got to see how the rest of it now flows. I think this road here as well. If I brought that over a bit. and bended, it goes with the flow of that a little bit more. But in terms of zoning it, oh, no, wrong density building. There we go. Okay, so we'll see how it all plays out, and we just have to give it some time. So let's set up the connection over here, which is going to be a weird bend. So if I just pause, no, actually, you know what? I don't even need to pause it because we're not connected to anything on this side. And if I get now my sweet, simple connection here, which goes for the 2 gaps, like that. Get my little 4-laner. And I'll bring it straight here. We'll make it go like in a straight line for so long to about here. Is that where I want it to go? Let me just kind of get the angle. Okay, we'll do it like that. And then on this part here, it's underground. So we're keeping it in a straight line with the snapping. Because the shorter the straight line, then technically the shorter the distance. Alright, bring it by 1 more. Create the bend into it, and that's as short as the distance you're going to get for it. Alright, there we go. I'm actually quite excited to see how this turns out, this whole connection. So what's good about it as well is like to get down to this little crossroad section. Is that just like a random hole in the road? Yeah. To get down to here, it's out of the way for anything in the area. So you come down here, you go straight in and turn, you're coming out, you're going straight up, you're going straight down. It's quite a cool little setup. But obviously we've got to get it connected. So let's first connect it to the highway before we connect that section. So should I just do simple connections? And then with the move it, slightly bend them. So it looks a little bit more natural. So again, straight connections. We have a little bend there. A little out bend there. So it looks a tad bit normal why it merged in. And this is the bit now we gotta get right. So I'm going to pause this whole section now because we do have to kind of do some lane connections. So I bring that to there. And we'll just do the simple, steps first. Like that. Let's move that over slightly. As it bends round. Complement it a little bit more. And then this is the one now. So we've got to make sure that goes straight. That goes straight. I'll set it up like this anyway, even though I don't need to do it on that side. And I'm going to set this up right too. So, what we'll do is, we'll treat this here. The only reason you'll come down to here is if you are going that way. We're not going to use it, because if you wanted to go onto this road that's got that way, you normally just go straight down there. So, we're gonna say, if you are coming down here, you are mainly coming to do this turn. If you're coming down this road, I would allow you to do that, but you are mainly going straight ahead. Now this one is of course straight ahead there, and we'll use this one to go straight ahead too, and also make that turn because there's going to be moments where you do want to make that turn. I'll turn the traffic lights off on this whole section because we probably will get a lot of backlog, and I'll do it up here too. So that point, so we see how that plays out, and I think I'm ready to go. Right, let's plan to play then. The question is, will anybody use it? You'll get the first couple of vehicles that will use it because they're in that lane dictation that I've already just set and they can't get out of it. So we'll kind of give it a few minutes. The main thing is, when you start seeing vehicles come down here, they're going in the right direction. So we see this highway. I know it looks a bit weird there, but as we build more and more stuff around it, we'll build all that up. And I think it's now a good time to get a connection in just here as well. Don't you think? I think so. Oh! Okay, we've got a few vehicles using it now. So, you know. Oh, actually, there's quite a few. Maybe this is actually going to be heavily used. Okay, that's quite interesting. I'm not going to lie. Am I seeing vehicles over here yet? Was that the first original vehicle that came through? Alright, we see how that plays out. Because obviously every vehicle that goes through this way and crosses over there is one less vehicle using this or potentially this. I don't know how it's going to affect anything else in the future. Where are they ultimately going? Okay, that's a forestry truck, as you can see. That's a tractor. Delivering goods to somewhere. Forestry. Oh, okay. So I can see the forestry is going to be using that quite a lot. Eventually, I'll get another connection from here to there. But I can see the forestry is going to be using that quite heavily. So I'm going to need a connection here for this road that overpasses. But I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. Do I just do a simple on and off ramp? You know, as simple as that sounds, do I go down that route? Or is that too basic? Right, if I came off here, right, the snaps on. Like that. I'm underground here. Oh, what have I... No, Stediac! I wish there was undo buttons. There's times in my life where I need an undo button. Right, we'll go from here instead. How much is that? I mean, that was very easy and simple that I just added that in. It looks semi-okay. It's not perfect. Again, it will get redone, this whole connection here, because I'm not sure how it's going to apply to whatever I build in this area. Because this is going to be like a downtown area. So we need something more sufficient than that. I just don't know how it's going to work out just yet. But for now, it could do the job. It's all just understanding how the traffic flows in the roads that I build. But yeah, there's quite a few vehicles using this. So how many issues does it throw up on this side? So a lot of the forestry vehicles are going to be coming up. And they're going to want to go down this road. Which is obviously going to pass through here. It might go around and connect there. They might come down here and connect that way. So we're going to have some traffic issues on this side. So it's mainly this road here as they're trying to snake through. So yeah, I don't know whether it's worth doing some form of connection. We'll see how it goes. But for now, as you can see, that connection was needed. You probably won't notice too much of a difference on this bridge. But look at the build up and back up. We're going down here. If I got rid of the traffic lights, try and keep it flowing as much as possible. And what if I just cancelled all ability to cross the road and built my own road crossings? I don't know. I don't know whether I've caught it at a weird time, but we'll kind of see. We'll kind of see how that continues. Worst case scenario, I build some crossings for the people to walk across. How's the farm doing? Still killing the game right now, boys. Still killing the game. Okay, so we're over 50,000 population, which is really good. Really good. Right, that's actually concerning me. No, the traffic's dying down. I don't know, maybe it's just like that brief build-up because, you know, new route, changes a few options. Traffic lights are on. I don't know. Okay, let me see what a crossing would be like. So I just want to keep it simple. Nice little path there. If I pause for a second. Now, it'll look kind of weird to begin with. Because I've got to lower it down. And where's the best place to put this? I'm going to play around with designs fairly quickly. Right, let's use the move it tool then to kind of sort this out slightly. So if that went up to there, what has happened to this I don't know, but that is really high. There we go. Bring that over a bit. Kind of bend it slightly. Bend that up. It's very weird, isn't it? Anyway, the whole purpose of this... Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to delete this. Because I need to get it in uniform. Or in unison with this over here. So... I can change the elevation. Let's bring this up. Now let's keep it on full. No, that's too far. Right, I'm going to have Anarchy on for this. So if I just create like a generic square, which ultimately leads to going down there and to going down in that direction. Doesn't look the greatest, but it doesn't matter because you can bend it. Why does it push back so much? Well, that's kind of cool. Let's do it over here. Just kind of slightly bend that. And then we just need to level these up and bring these corners down. So if we bring him down quite far. Like that. One, we can kind of hook it up and connect it. I'm going to take my snapping grid off. Over to there. I can do the same over here. But ultimately the main purpose of this was... we'll do that there. That there. It's kind of enticed the crossover. Looks a bit crazy and mental. Now if I bring that in that direction. But we bend the path and stuff. And it kind of goes where you want it to go. And I'm going to have to chomp one of these. Right, we'll take it from here. Right, okay. So that means, I mean, it's quite unique and different. Which is also kind of cool. It does look very weird. I'm actually going to get this here, because the pattern does look a bit weird. But if I kind of bring it up to there, kind of all is symmetrical. Not fully, but in the weird way it is. And then I need to tell the road itself that there's now no crossing. So that will take everybody to the mean heights. I might say the mean streets there. The mean heights. Making this junction here flow so easy. Which is pretty cool. The only issue it has is anybody who is wanting to walk directly up the bridge. If they cross over here, they can't get to it in any way. So you kind of need to make that slip path, if that makes sense. So I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do it. I mean, currently they're going to be walking in different routes anyway. But if I brought that straight down, that just takes a little bit away from it. And then the same on this side. And I think it would be best to create this one as like a really nice bend into it. Like that. Oh, I should do the same to this one. See how much planning would go into like something as simple as creating a freaking path? But it's cool though, isn't it? It is cool. So that means the traffic there can flow quite nice. We have the same kind of issues further back down here, as you can see. But what I can do is if I cancel the crossing... if I cancel the crossing there and there... Right. So vehicles can turn there. Well, I'm still allowing to cross here and here. Because what they do is they walk across, they'll take the back road... and then cut straight down. And same over here, they'll cross here, take the back road and walk straight down to the subway line. Thus freeing up this spot. But it still isn't perfect. I still need that ability for them not to cross on this side. Which is backing up traffic even further. So let me cancel the crossing there. Let me cancel all crossing here. And we'll get a better way to go, you know, around it. I'll do it here as well, cancel crossing there, and we'll start on this side because this is now quite far out. The traffic spreads back quite far. We have like a little monument, like a little landmark, so to speak. So what we do over here then is we'll page up and we'll go across, and let's put the snapping on. So we'll go across by 4. Up by 4. So with the Anarchy, we place it above the road, which is quite cool as well. And then let's come out by... Is that too much of a slope? By 3. By 3. So it allows them to pick up and cross and walk over the other side, because they can't cross here, if that makes sense. So they use it there, which doesn't look that stupid or that silly, and if that is what we can also filter in a little bit further down, that would be quite cool. So you get a few of them using it. So that is the simple one at the beginning. I need to I mean, the traffic seems to have moved, but it doesn't help the residents walking across. So it'd be nice to have one kind of dead in the center. I about to say, do I go as far as to kind of create a connection there? I don't want to. I want to keep that open because it kind of looks cool. So let's see if I can replicate one of these in the center. And this is probably going to be the most difficult one. So if I take the snapping off, can I integrate it? If I go by 4, it's going to bulldoze those 2 buildings. So if it's going to bulldoze the 2 buildings, is there any point then me... Right. So it bulldozes those, which is not great. But with that said, can I bring them in to a point where they come back? Where's the zoning? So it comes back there. But it's not what I want. Right, we can figure this out, guys. We're smart cookies, right? So I could place one in the center. So if I use it there like this, and it's still going to delete that. Right, if I can get this just right, this will work. But it's going to be quite tricky. Right, you ready for this? Right, I've got to tear it up. No. I've got to get the right angle on this. Right, I've got to get the right angle on this, and then I'm going to use the move it tool to kind of finalize it all off. So how far was that? That was by 3. And that was by 3 as well. So if I come across by 3 down, it snakes over, which is pretty good. If they use it, that's a different question. That's a different question altogether. Now, they're definitely using it. Now, can I do something similar? Like that. Alright, by 3. Straight down. That's really cool. I like it, but I gotta use the move it tool to kind of just add those little finishing touches in. And this creates a really cool crossing. That creates a really cool crossing there, which gets them to the other side of the road really easy without having to cross over. Makes this one look a little bit chaotic, but I don't know if I kind of like the chaos of it. It adds a little bit of character. This one over here is a bit more uniform. So what do you think? Should I update this one to be very similar to this? Or should I integrate another one here? Very similar to that. There is the bus route is just there though. But that works for some. Gets them to where they need to get to. And it keeps the traffic flowing. But not to this point. So are they crossing here? Yes, they are. So I feel like I should integrate another one here. Is that the main cause of the traffic though? Not really. Not really. But the traffic is... Okay, so the traffic needs to flow. So if I told them up here then, you can't cross there, there, or there. And you can't cross there, there, or there. Nor can you cross there, or there, there, and there. Right, which, for the area, not great. Not great at all. But then let's put the grid back on. So it's 2 there. I should have brought it in a bit more. I mean, over a bit more. So there's the option there to pass over that way. To get to that side if they need to. To slightly freeze it up a bit, doesn't it? Which will make the traffic there flow a bit smoother. They're not perfect things or examples of how you would do things. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 different examples of how we can create crossings. I think personally this one is my favorite. Now, what I want you guys to do in the comment section, right, is let me know. Out of the 4 variations, we have this one which is crazy and all over the place. Let's call this the spider one. This DX, or DNA, let's call it DNA. We have the simple square one, or the passover. Now, out of those 4 designs, which is your favourite one you like the most? And then I'll update all the other variations or the other ones to the same design. Personally, this one is my favourite. Oh, we're now renowned. We're still renowned. This one is my favourite one. It fits in quite nice to the whole area. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below anyway. So, how is this junction over here? Let's just check this. A lot more go across that way than come down, is what I've noticed. But does that lead up to any other traffic issues? Not as many as you would think there would be, which is pretty cool. I feel like we solved some big traffic issues right there. Not in the best ways, but we solved some either way, which is pretty cool. This looks crazy, but at the same time, it looks kind of cool. I don't know about that one. I don't know. I might change it. I still might change it. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I feel like I want to do one of those DNA styles here too, because that would be a cool spot for it. But the traffic flows anyway. The traffic freaking flows. Right. We got some build up over here. Is the traffic lights here? No, there isn't really traffic lights here, but what I can tell them to do is to, you know, allow them to cross like that. Do some lane management where that kind of flips over to that way. That merges that way. There. Right, if I say that one is that lane. That is that lane only. That changes things up slightly, doesn't it? Right. We'll see how that goes. Okay. Right, guys, let me know what you think about this, and I'll see you all in the next episode. So, goodbye.